Thank you very much, Michelle. Let's not waste any time and get that all-important confirmation. Mr. Leshabane, thank you very much for joining us. So for the purposes of this interview, you are the spokesperson for the Watson family. Can you confirm for us that indeed the accident that occurred this morning and the person who died subsequently is indeed Mr. Gavin Watson?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity. Yes, I can confirm this morning that the person who passed away in that accident is indeed Gavin Watson.
What happened? How did this accident happen, and what time did it happen, you're told?
Well, we are told it happened around 5 in the morning. It happened around the airport, and the car he was driving in collided with a pole.
So there was no other vehicle involved?
No, there was none. Only his.
The car that he was driving simply went into a pole, and the damage that we've all seen this morning, are you saying that all of that was as a result of him losing control of the car, perhaps?
Perhaps, yes.
Mr. Leshabane, you would understand at a time like this that this kind of accident doesn't just happen on any given day. Many people will be speculating all manner of things. Talk to us about whether at this stage we could possibly rule out foul play.
Well, we can confirm at this stage that an accident happened. We can confirm that the person who was in that accident who passed away is Gavin Watson. And we don't want to speculate about any other thing. An accident is an unplanned event, and from where we sit at this stage, it's simply an accident, and it's an unfortunate situation.
Was he traveling alone, and where was he headed? Was he indeed headed to our Tambo International Airport?
At this stage, the details are very sketchy. We know that he was traveling alone. Where he was going to and whatever else, that information we don't have at this stage.
Mr. Leshabane, I don't think that that particular vehicle would have been the usual car that he drives. What was the car, where was the car that he usually drove, and why was he driving that particular car today?
Well, you and I will find creative answers to that question. What I know is that the car that he normally drives, we are told, has a mechanical problem. It's at the garage, and then he needed a car to use for the weekend before they could send his car in for repairs.
Mr. Leshabane, it's going to be very difficult to digest, but may I ask how the family is holding up at this time?
Well, I think as everyone can imagine, this is sudden and this is shocking news, and the family is trying to hold up, and I think their biggest request at this stage is for them to be given that level of space to mourn and grieve and deal with the sad loss privately. And I think that is the request they're making, that this is the one interview that we will have. And from here on, the family would really like to deal with the situation in the most private of manners as they possibly can.
May I just ask if any of the Watson family members were able to go to the scene of the accident? Are any of them here in Johannesburg as we speak?
Not to the scene of the accident. I managed to go there. They went to the mortuary to positively identify the body so that we can be able to come and share this sad news with everyone. So they are in Johannesburg, yes.
Mr. Leshabane, talk to us about the history of Mr. Watson and the connection to the ANC. I think it's only natural that we go there because the Watsons go back into the anti-apartheid years with the ANC. Has the party received news of this accident and the passing of Mr. Watson, and what have they had to say?
Well, I'm not aware if there's any people that particularly that would have phoned the family, but I know that since this morning my phone has not stopped ringing, and we've been taking calls from all parts of the world, whether be they politics, or whether be they faith-based. So in as far as that is concerned, I would imagine that people would deal with this manner with some of the members of the family. But as you would know, that Watson family, from these long days ago, they've been involved with the ANC. That has never been a secret. It's been spoken about openly, and I don't think that's a history that they want to shy away from.
And it's no secret either that the Watson family, in particular, Mr. Gavin Watson's company, Bosasa, recently known as African Global Operations, would have donated generously to the ANC. I mean, the most recent revelation was that of the opposition leader, Mr. Maimane, handing the president, the current president of the country and that of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, a document that says 3 million rand had been donated towards the ANC. What was that or when was that donation, perhaps I should ask, made to the ANC?
Well, that donation has never been a secret. In fact, the date that donation was made, pictures were posted on an ANC website. They were on Instagram on my ANC. So it's never been a secret. I mean, for them to whip it up today as if it's something new and it was done in the dark, it's not true. It was done openly, and it was openly spoken about. But also importantly, we have never shied away from the fact that we have supported the African National Congress. Equally, we have said we have supported any other causes, whether be they faith-based organization or whatever it is. And so for us, the issue of the paper or that letter being thrown around today is of no consequence, really.
Mr. Leshabane, it of course will come as no surprise to South Africans, as you say, that Mr. Watson and his family would have donated to the ANC generously. But of course, there are also the allegations of wrongdoing on the part of his company, that the manner in which the company obtained government contracts would have been in exchange for bribes. This is something that you yourself have been implicated in. How would the Watson family want for their family member to be remembered at a time like this?
Well, Oli, this afternoon is not about what is in the public discourse. This afternoon is a somber moment for us, and I don't think this family would want to get into that terrain. At this stage, we are here to, because I mean, what's been out there is everybody's asking, is it true, is it not true, what's happening, what's not? And we thought it prudent that we come here and confirm that this is the situation. And what else is taking place in public and private platforms, we're not at liberty to deal with at this stage.
Just as a final question to you, Mr. Leshabane, talk to us about the company, African Global Operations, of course, formerly known as Bosasa. We know that it's undergoing a liquidation process. Where is that process right now, as Mr. Watson's demise come at an untimely, at a time like this, where it's completely unexpected?
Well, in short, the liquidation is in progress.
And that's where you're going to leave things?
Correct.
Employees?
The liquidation is in progress.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Well, that's Papa Leshabane Michel, just confirming indeed that the person who died as a result of the accident in the early hours of this morning was Mr. Gavin Watson, and the family just wishing at this stage for privacy and that they be allowed time to mourn their loved one.